the headlines on our dailies this morning. Chris, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Belinda. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, the world. It's another day.
There's a new governor in town, and his name is Okpebolo. And the first appointment, well, not the first, but amongst the first appointments he has made is appointing former Edo State Governor's son as health commissioner. Some people have condemned it. Some others have welcomed it. After all, if he is qualified, I mean, he should get it. But then there may be other people who might be qualified, but some people will say that it's one of those things that they do in politics. I've made you win this, so you have to give back. And amongst them will be employ my son. My son will get work.
I don't think that was.
Well, Charles, what you have just done made me begin to cough. You know why I went to cough? We can see that all this noise, all these issues of throwing banters, even some emotional banters during the campaign against the sitting governor then, the former governor now, from yesterday was for a purpose, to secure a job for his son. And it's wonderful how the mighty has fallen. Because I keep saying, I've said it here once, I'll say it again. And if I see Adams Oshomole, our distinguished Adams, I will tell him to his face. There are certain things that when you play to the gallery, there's no need deceiving anybody. And the Nigerians can see now that when most of these Nigerians stand to talk to you, they talk with something behind their mind. It's not all they tell you is true. So woe betide you who trust on men, trust on men of Nigeria, politicians exactly. Whatever they are going, they have this gospel according to the politicians behind. They will write very clearly in no time. And here is an example. And we talk about how things happen in Nigeria. Nobody is helping anybody to do anything. The Nigerian masses, they see it. They can come. It's in this Edo that they bought votes. They bought votes. They killed people. People lost their lives. And at the end of it all, a politician is coasting home with a guaranteed appointment for his son.
but at the same time, don't you think that if he merits it...
I'm not talking about merit. Put all the Nigerians who are merited for this job. And I will tell you, it's not supposed to go to him.
Absolutely.
His father has been a governor in the state. Is there those state people going to die for them? Are Nigerians going to die for people who recycle themselves in the positions? And we are talking about who is not qualified. Every Nigerian is qualified to be a commissioner. The Nigerian constitution made it clear. Once you have a WAEC, you can even be Nigerian president. So what is all about qualification? We're not talking about qualification. Put all the people who are qualified and see whether his son is the most qualified. So I don't want to get emotional about it. This is all about it. And that's how all Nigerians politicians are doing. Recycling themselves. A big corporation that they have a good succession plan. And we have come here to follow them. Follow. And if you go to those states, you will see people who still follow this man and want to die for him. And he came, when he started well, like the big caterpillar, are we good, they call it in Igbo land. He's getting to this level. This is why how it's ended. I remember when this man's word will shake Nigerian federal government. When he says a word, the Nigerian government will catch cold. When he was the leader of NLC, then this what corruption Nigerian political system has made him to look. Every time he will be talking, his eyes will be doing. You get confused whether something has gotten wrong with him. And this is what he do. It's very clear. And that's what we tell Nigerians, that all these things, you see that breadfruit we are just trying to bring, no seed inside. There's no seed. These politicians have perfected the plan to recycle themselves. You can as well kill yourself forever. And I've told them, it's my opinion I'm saying about. I'm reviewing this particular issue is so annoying. Now this is all about it. So, Charles, you do the same, get your son position. I mean, And then they do this, somebody will get to his turn to do it. At that time you want to preach patriotism. That's why you want to preach, what they call it, what you want to preach to any Nigerian when these things are. And I've said it several times. When the big goat is eating the fodders, the little ones are watching. So you said all the youth in Edo State, when they begin to do certain things, what are you going to tell them? That they are politicians and they are ex-governors. If all the ex-governors, how many of your Sadebe children are in government today? Are they the first set of people that they will do that? They don't it in Lagos State. They're not trying to replicate it in Edo State. And very soon, of course, I know in some other place in Nigeria it happens. And some of them will even change them. So they're in a point that you don't even know it's their direct relations. But that's Nigeria for you. So Nigerians, good luck. We will recycle our people. When I finish, I'll hand over to my children. And then we continue running around the circle of doom, hoping that things will change on the same mindset that caused the whole of this problem. Corruption, circle corruption. If a corrupt politician puts his son back into position, you expect that one to come and become the Pope.
Well, I'm just thinking the broader perspective about how the government would run, because, I mean, it is clear that the APC helped, or Shomole helped to have him on board. And so maybe this is part of, the grand plan to say, thank you, sir, for the opportunity you've given me, and so I'm giving you this position. Only God knows other things that have been signed that in agreement in secret that is not.
There is no publicized.
We give so much attention to that. It has happened. There are so many horse trading that way, but over time in Nigeria, we're not the prophet of doom. Over time in Nigeria, such arrangement has never worked well.
Absolutely. Because
what you mean is that at a point somebody will say, "Allow me to breathe."
Absolutely.
Allow me to breathe, and then the crash, as always, we have seen evidences. Among them in St. Niger Delta neighborhood, we see what is going on.
Yeah.
There is no how you carry a he-goat and put on top of a she-goat, and you expect that the person, that he-goat will perform. That's what my father told me, and I'm very sure about that. So when they have put and then carry borrow and add, and they expect that those state people will get the best result. I wish you people good luck. Edo people, I salute you. You are in for it because you saw it coming and you don't know. So you get whatever you deserve. If it works well for you, if it works bad, share it. The old Oriental, the legendary Oriental said, Chigi patarage tinkana, ega pagare yonye. When your God brings you tinkana, who are you going to give it to? If he brings you a lorry pop, whatever your God. But this is a clear case of people who have prepared the ground of what they want their state to be. And that's what they're getting. Within 24 hours of the swearing of the new governor, it has started unfolding. So let's watch.
All right. There's so many other headlines.
There's so many.
Here, we'll talk about Eatman. Members say they have loaded petrol for 990 naira per litre.
I thought you would not remember that. Charles, I thought you would remember
Chris,
that.
we don't forget things.
I know you and Charles are very, not like some of us that are Christian fathers that have begun to suffer dementia. You guys are still young and your age, you can remember things. But what I'm talking about, at 990 naira per litre, at loading point, that is the landing price of Nigeria's Dangote refined petrol. What is the hope?
I still have a problem with that amount.
No, I'm saying that's where the hope is. Not even. I don't have any problem. No Nigerian should have problem. We are in for it. Before it gets back, so we are still. My father said that the goat that is lying down on the ground is lying on this skin. Nigerians are lying down on 919 naira this morning per litre of fuel. So you are still lying down on your skin of 1,400 naira this week. The last of the filling station downstream at the villages in Nigeria, the landing cost there will still be at the average of 1,400. We have not changed. So what are we talking about? After all this rigmarole, they have first find a way of telling us that still buy fuel at 1,000 something. If you pick fuel in Dangote fields at 990 naira. You use the trucks that we are seeing on the road. The diesel that will deliver that 33,000 liters to Kaduna from Lagos to Kaduna, we make that fuel landing cost. That's what all this story about. I told you, that's what it's all about. That's what Ipman, NNPCL, Dangote, have managed to go round and round, making us to they create confusion to Nigeria. Nigerians will blame NNPCL, the one will blame Ipman. Ipman will blame IP woman. IP woman will blame Dangote. Dangote will blame. That's what they're turning around, and then they finally settled to tell you nothing has changed.
Nothing really. Nothing really.
So good luck, Nigerians. Brace up. No hope. There's no hope. All these stories, no hope for us as Nigerians that we will survive at 990 naira ex-Lagos depot, ex-refinery price, that we will survive with it for the throughout. When will it stop?
It's painful, really. I mean, they are selling this crude to Dangote in naira. So how on earth did they come to this point?
The people we're expecting to ask these questions are the people who are sitting down regulating. Some of them are the monopoly buyer.
Yeah.
And they will work to make sure they become relevant. If we have sold off all the public enterprise under BPE, what is NNPC doing when they have not operated for 28 years? Why are they using whatever they added on Dangote refinery to survive? And you know what that means? Yeah. Why are they depending on importing fuel and using the excess to pay salaries, extraordinary falutin salary they earn in NNPC? That's what we are paying for. Yeah. So most of the Nigerians do not know where our problem is coming from. This is it. If you have left Dangote alone, we'll be fighting with the regulatory body. After all, we have National Electricity Regulatory Commission, NAC. All the regulated bodies of energy, from TCN to EEDC, KDC, KID, and all the electricity distribution companies are regulated by this. It will even have customized it to the states. So then when you want to talk about tariff and prices of sensitive commodities and services like this, they will pull you down so that it will be gradually, it will not be. But who is regulating the oil and gas sector? Who is fixing the price? Who is deciding on how much the person you gave crude oil in naira will sell? I mean, they need to be part of the process. See how it starts from the first liter of crude to when it's refined and it came out. They will not see what it takes through to say, okay, we can manage at this price. Let us grow gradually and consolidate. It's not that you give you crude oil today, then it comes out, you take the price back from us immediately. There should be growth gradually to consolidate. So it means if we start at this, nothing has started in Nigeria at this kind of level that they ever come down. That's why we are shouting. Because we are seeing a future where Nigerians will buy fuel at 10,000 naira per liter. With this leg, when Nama they carry gun Umuahia. Watch it.
But Boa's refinery that has been established in Akwa Ibom, off the coast of Akwa Ibom, is coming up. Hopefully it comes up.
And then you will not be in Nigeria. If it's off the coast, it's offline. It won't be. Nigeria, the bug that is biting Nigeria, are they excluded? Have you quarantined the Boa, the proposed Boa? When we are hearing of Dangote, we thought is the Uhuru, the hope. This is where it lands us.
Yeah, but don't you think the competition will drive that?
Who is competing? Who is competing with who? When they will set the price, the same monopoly buyer will go and sit on it, squat on it. Is it not an error?
They will not be there forever. NNPC will not be there. The government of the day will not be there forever. So I'm just hoping that in due time, there will be some fresh air, maybe sometime later. Which
government of Nigeria has not found very good succor and soft landing point on the oil and gas? What else do they have to offer? It's only a sector where you add 1 naira and times it by the population of Nigeria, you are making billions in 1 second.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give them room, it makes them lazy. I'm sorry to say. Nobody is thinking about another way. And we have 34 other minerals in Nigeria hanging there. And the Chinese are crippling down every day. We see mining this and taking away. And all of our eyes. And we have 3.something billion that the government the bank has loaned the importers to keep importing. So I think I don't understand. So it's confusing. I think if we have a way of, we have had you guys 990 naira. By tomorrow, let the headline tell us how much downstream we buy, so that we will begin to acclimatize. There's nothing. No hope has come out of this. For this number of years, this is where it's taking us to. So, good luck, Nigerians. I wish you guys well.
All right. We are seeing that states in panic. We have so far around 15 states that have called out the amounts or have committed to paying 70,000 naira and above minimum wage. And NLC is saying from December 1, states that haven't committed to 30,000 or 70,000 minimum wage, that workers should go on strike.
And that's Nigeria for you. It's a two-way thing. Federal government is like the legendary story of being Hagobe. So if the federal government has Hagobe the states on 70,000 naira and pay there, you must pay. No be the person will get money go pay.
But there have been
No,
more
beyond
monies given to the states.
beyond the fact, that's the assumption.
It's not an assumption. It's true.
What is true?
That states have received more monies than
They received more money. Have they
previously.
received less problems? The less problems, you imagine that all you have here is civil servants. That's basic level. And when you put it, you have to normalize it to grade 7, super grade, 18, 17, 18, 25, all those levels. They have to find a way this salary must trickle down.
We hear that in other places, apart from those who have been moved from 30 to 70, that every other person who are earning more than 70, they just add 30,000.
Whatever they add on the population of civil servants per state,
yes,
and some of them that depend solely on Abuja for handout. You find that some states, when they pay this salary, they're not viable. Let me be very frank. Unless they find a way. And that's why you find them resort back to internally, and then they start squeezing everybody here and there to there. There are some states in southeast Nigeria you will see more than 500 sets of people wearing different uniforms, pursuing the same group of people, staying in one town. You will see this one, they will call them Ocha Brigade. You see this one, they call this one, the names. Feel anywhere, they're pursuing. You stop to urinate or by the roadside on the highway, you are in trouble. You don't even know what, in fact, the way they pursue Nigerians. And that is the essence. When the king does not see what to eat, he starts eating his own subjects. That is what these people are saying. That is it. So it's not as easy when they say pay. Federal government is using the states to, as long as they've given you order, they go and they push it on you. I put it on you, you must pay 70,000. Nobody has asked you. Charles, that's one of my explanation I gave to people in Africa. When you grow up as a young man, already, old enough to get married, everyone say, get married now, get married. You're supposed to have gotten married by now, and the first day you get married, especially in Southeast Nigeria, everybody, they will ease off. You won't see them again. They will be watching you from the side. They will be asking the level, have they eaten too? You see that man, you go marry, see Nyash, don't they dry up. Nobody will come to your help. So that is federal government. State government, 70,000 salary, pay. Nobody has sat down to see what states. The ones that are Lagos that are promised 80, which are the one that promised 85? Okay, Lagos is the highest, 85. So margin of 15,000 from the basic. See Lagos built up by federal might. Everything.
I'm thinking they should even do more.
I told you here they should pay 250.
Yes, you
I said it. So, but that's the only. So you know that in Igbo land they say we know the states that can pay. You know the states that can pay.
So does that mean that there are states that are not?
There are states that cannot pay.
So you are thinking
because they didn't pay 30,000 naira up to now.
So you feel that states should have or have a situation where states can negotiate with workers what they'll be able to pay?
What would that would have if they're giving the states this through federalism and the power of the states to handle their issues, they will put it through and they will start staying about. If you can't work in Lagos and Lagos salary is not enough, if they'll not bring tribalism and the son of the soil and the Omoile and the Omonile, you go there and look for job. Then the state, when it become competitive. But the Nigerian wahala is too much. You can't even say, oh, they are paying. Somebody will say, now my state. It's not like they have an expert who is coming from Enugu state and they think they need him in service and they pay him because they can afford to pay him. So you become competitive. Corporatized civil society where civil service structure where you go to where your service is needed at the highest price. Nigerians, so they will see that some states are more viable. They're making more money than the scene. That's it. But this same thing, carry all of us, carry all the states, put them in one pond. Some states, their governors cannot fly first class like some of the governors do. Go and ask. So it's not like some states where their governors have private jets. I know the first time some people will ask me to come and prove that some people have private jets. If you have enough money to buy private jet, then you own private jet. Or make your account open to us. Let's know that you are not a private jet candidate. But that's by the way. I'm saying that I prove my point that all states are not equal in Nigeria. Just like all animals are not equal. The animal farm rule that Nigeria applies. When it is something governors, they will submit themselves easily to EFCC. When it is some, for 3 months, EFCC is still running around thinking about arresting them. The same country, the same rule, meant for different people. We are watching. And that's the condition, the leg Nigeria go take reach this Uhuru and El Dorado, where people are just doing anything at any time. Charles, let's go on. The varsity system destroyed by IMF and World Bank. The details I've not had the opportunity of knowing. But for ASU, there were eggheads to see what I'm seeing with the people who are our advisors and major advisors and pushing us, then 90 million flies cannot be wrong. So you better join them to chop the thing where they chop. All the Nigerian professors that are involved in ASU and the eggheads and experts, when they have looked at this situation and say IMF and the World Bank are about to destroy Nigeria, if they have not destroyed Nigerian educational system, university system, then something wrong. Anywhere you see a child crying and pointing finger, if mama no dead there, papa dead there. So don't take this, what ASU is saying, like the usual ASU thing. ASU might be having running battle with federal government on their salaries and the emolument and all. But when they say this, I now want IMF and World Bank to be careful. Certain things that happen in certain nearby countries in no long time might begin to happen in Nigeria. When the people now begin to look for their problem, what their problems anywhere. So you may have diplomatic issues. Because if you are really coming to help us, it won't get to the point where we have to protect you with a platoon of police and say you are working in World Bank. They should watch it. If our educational system finishes up, the terrorists are burning the maize farms, making sure we go hungry. Our education collapses, security collapse, economy die. Then what is left? It is become a calculated attempt to make sure Nigeria crumbles, not just to bring us to our knees, but to crumble and you won't have the strength to roll on your stomach. That is why this thing is going to. So we should watch it from all angles. Whoever has put all these people to advise us should be taking the advices with pinch of salt or pinches of salt, if that's. Nigerians grown despite low landing cost of petrol. This is a lie. Major energy marketers are talking. They have not proven to us that, and that's a blueprint. They have not proven to us that the landing cost of fuel in Nigeria has come down. No be the thing where you see go talk. I live in one of the cities in Nigeria. I buy fuel from the downstream refilling stations. Is it not what they said to me that is the prevailing market price? So where has the landing cost? So when they say Nigerian groaning, we are not groaning. We are dying. If you are groaning, it's like groaning is when somebody is crying with loud voice. That means the person still have energy. Nigerians, we are squeak. What is it? Squeak. How do you say it? Charles, help me. You control a lot of words. But when you are crying to the point you can't even cry again, you are just like. That is at the point Nigerians are, and this are Nigerian energy marketers. These fuel people, that's fuel. I think if they had the punishment God has sent to Nigerians, we have had it well. But it's good that they come out to say landing cost of fuel.
Landing cost.
Low landing. What is low landing? 999. And why is the landing cost of Dangote fuel the same thing with the one imported?
Imported. So
that will tell you it's the same pot that is still boiling.
Yeah.
The same pot is still boiling. The pot of NNPCL, the pot of marketers, the IP man and the IP woman, the pot of Dangote, the pot of all the oil and gas lease and graft is boiling. When they mix it up, they have ngongo of 1,500 naira. And I've advised them, there's no need going round and round deceiving us. Come out with a blueprint price of 5,000 naira. Everybody think will calm down. Everybody will settle. So that before we think about increasing fuel price again, Nigeria will have gotten all the money they require. The marketers will have gotten all the money they require. And of course, there will be less Nigerians because by the time you put price of fuel at 5,000, I tell you, in 1 week, over 100 million Nigerians will have gone. So you have a manageable number of population. So if you are looking for population control, put the price of fuel at 5,000. Nigerian population will reduce over time and it will be enough for you to manage.
Interesting.
The FCC, corruption behind frequent national grid collapse. You know, you always say for the fact the collapse keep happening and then
I said it here. The thing that is happening, the thing that is making he go to smell is inside the body. So if AFCC has woken up now and they say despite the high volume of money in contract, energy contract, we still have this. So the rat that is inside the house have gone out to tell the one inside the bush that's a fish in the basket over the fire. So you wake up. Before you wake up, and you know how people sleep, an average of 8 hours when there was Nigeria. Now, if you sleep that early, you have to stay awake to see you save energy to sleep for 4 hours. So if you sleep for 8 hours, you wake up hungry, and you may not have breakfast. So Nigerians know how to plan their time. So if you stay awake before the day breaks, energy collapse we do 5 times before the day break. And they will announce proudly, grid collapse 500 times in 1 week in Nigeria. This is the kind of CV Nigerians are writing for themselves, their country every day. This is the same leg industrialists will come to invest in Nigeria when the ones that are there have left Japan to Ghana. We are still in 2024. Grid, when you come out from the high tariff, you go into grid collapse. So, who do this in Nigeria? And then we sit down here. We are not here. I'm not here to provide solution because some people are paid for the solution. If you can't provide, resign. I'm here to tell you that these things are paining us. These are because some of the decisions I'm looking at. That's why I'm reviewing. Some of the decisions did not make sense to me. So I review from my own point of view that some of the decisions that the governance system of Nigeria is making are not making sense to people. If it's making sense to you, you have where you go and engage me. And let's talk. Convince me of why we should spend so much money on giving contract of electricity. And the grid is failing every 5 hours. It will fail twice. And we have done that. We thought it's a joke. It started like a joke. I wanted to wave it away. And I have advised the electricity sector. The thing where they happen to now, they inside. So do censorship. Reflect upon yourself. Look inwards. find out what's happening to.
There's a comment by Tanko I want you to react on. Obedient movement bigger than LP. I want you to react on that.
The obedient movement from our last experience was far much bigger than Nigeria. Not just the party. And that is where I had issues with the LP. I saw them and I still describe. Somebody get that kind of movement behind you and you are playing internal politics. I said, no be clear eye. So it used to be, I'm not sure now, whether obedient movement, they have not gotten destabilized and disenchanted with what is happening in the LP. They have all come to support. And they're there running on an individual battle, and they left the main battle and pursuing shadow.
Internal crisis.
And the internal intra-party crisis, who become chairman of. Do you know that if what Obedient is trying to do for the Labour Party works, whether you are ex chairman of Labour Party or this, wherever you are associated, you will have a good life. But now, somebody, I described there is this, they want to roast you for fire. You are taking your morning and evening and night bath with fuel. I don't know what they take now because fuel is very expensive. I don't know what they use now to bath. Whether they're using, is it a cooking gas or CNG? I don't know what kind of gas, but they're using inflammables to bath. That's the case of LP. So if they don't realize that so early, before they know it, they will be campaigning for another 8 years. They wait for another 8 years to have an inroad. But I know the guy who is leading the Obedient, or who is actually the subject of Obedient movement, and all his advisors should sit up and they think about some magic of Oti and some magic of Ubara. And we are seeing some magicians in governance positions, so they know what to do conjure, abracadabra, abracadabra. So before you know it, LP will turn to LC overnight, and they will still have followers. They will still have obedience going to anywhere, because where the meat goes, the dead meat goes, that's where the fly moves to.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, Nigerians. God bless us.
For your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and that's the wrap on today's review of the newspapers. We'll be taking a look at what's happening on the social media. Internet Watch coming up next.